it's Alexa from Alexa Loves Books, and today I'm going to be sharing my September TBR. I didn't do too well on my August TBR. I think I only read 2 out of the books on it. No, actually I only read 1 of the books on it. But that was because I kind of got swept up in doing birthday things and Boston Comic Con things, and then at the last half of the month I ended up reading a lot of review books that needed to get read. So I decided that it was perfectly fine for me to try one last time to be super ambitious with my September TBR. And yeah, so let me show you the books that I was supposed to read in August and July but haven't read yet. Hopefully I will get them read at some point this month, maybe, who knows. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I've actually read this one before, so this would be a reread. And I really wanted to reread it because I'm trying to read all of Austen's known published stories. Yeah. And this edition is just beautiful. It's just really hard to carry around because it's kind of heavy, and I also don't want to damage it when I'm carrying it around in my bag. But yeah, definitely want to try and read this month, or reread this month, I mean. The Opposite of Love by Julie Buxbaum, and this was also previously on my TBR. In case I haven't mentioned what it was about, it's about a girl who's supposed to be getting engaged to a guy that she's dating, but without thinking about it, she instinctively says no, and that sort of snowballs into this whole new stage of her life where she questions a lot of the things that she thought she knew. My friend Hannah really enjoyed this one, and so I am really hoping to finally get to it. Oh my god, it's been 2 months, guys. Next book is a book that I got as a present from my friend Rachel of Hello Chelly, and that book is A Tangled Web by Ellen Montgomery, and this has appeared on so many TBRs, it's ridiculous. But basically, the entire story centers around this heirloom jug that you see on the cover, and like, they're all fighting for it in the book. And the thing is, I'm always intimidated by the idea of reading an Ellen Montgomery book because I know the writing is a bit dense, but once I'm reading it, it actually flies by pretty fast, so I'm hoping to get this one read finally. Next book is also a recommendation from Hannah of So Obsessed, and that book is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. I actually saw someone had just read it recently. I think it was Lauren from Lauren in the Books, and she really enjoyed it. It's basically about this girl who lives with her family in the ruins of a castle, and yeah, a lot of things happen in this story, and I've heard nothing but praise from Hannah and Lauren, so I'm hoping to finally check it out. Again, this was also part of my past 2 TBRs. Didn't read it, which is a fail. The next book I wanted to talk about is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and this is basically a non-fiction book that tackles creativity and, you know, the fear and doubt that may come with it, and I really want to read this. I think it sounds like something I need, especially because I've been struggling with my own writing, so hopefully I will finally get to check this one out. Okay, now to talk about the new additions to my TBR. I try not to add too many because this is already pretty extensive considering that this is September and I plan on writing a lot this month. But I wanted to add the following books. P.S. I Like You by Casey West, and this is basically like a YA romantic comedy, and it's kind of in the vein of You've Got Mail. It's basically about a girl who scribbles lyrics onto her desk one day while she's not really paying attention in class, and then the next day when she gets back to the desk, she sees that someone has written the next part of the lyric and goes on from there. And that just sounds really cute to me. I've heard lots of great things about this book, so I'm hoping to check it out as well. A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, which is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes. I was so impressed by An Ember in the Ashes because it was brutal and it was dark and it was really intense, but I couldn't stop reading it once I'd started, and I was so fascinated by the way she wrote the story. And I'm curious to see what happens to Elias and Leia. I believe those are their names. And yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to A Torch Against the Night. And then we have a book that I will be reading for the BookTube tour. BookTube tours are actually organized by Grace over at Love in Them Books. I'll link to her channel below, and you guys should definitely check out her tours. They're pretty darn awesome. And the book in question is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. It's about this girl named Elsa who basically, after her grandmother dies, she discovers that her grandmother has written letters of apology to various people, and so she deems it her mission to go out and return these letters. And yeah, I've heard a lot of praise about this book from my friend Hannah I'm So Obsessed With, and I'm so excited to be on the tour. My review will be up sometime this month, so look out for that as well. And then I wanted to add, because I'm pretty excited about this book, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, and yes, this is the UK edition. I got it in my Illumicrate box, which I'm very excited about, and it's basically the story of a girl who sees her father murdered, and she decides to join the Red Church, which is a school for assassins, in order to be able to learn how to fight and to kill people and to gain her revenge, and it sounds so fascinating. So yeah, definitely checking that out. The other two books that I want to read this month are not here yet in physical form because I'm filming this really early. The first book is obviously Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas. If you guys know me, I am a very huge Throne of Glass fan. I've been a fan since the beginning and I've loved seeing where Sarah takes this story and these characters, so I'm very excited to read the sequel. I'm literally dropping every other book in favor of that one. And the next book that I wanted to mention is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, which is the sequel to Six of Crows, and I'm very excited to find out what happens to Kaz and the gang and just to see them all again and to read more of this incredible story that Leigh wrote. Six of Crows was my favorite book from 2015 and I'm so excited to see what Crooked Kingdom has to offer me. I have a couple of review books that I'm also hoping to get to, and yes, see guys, this is a very ambitious TBR, but I wanted to mention them. First is The Reader by Tracy Chee, which is basically about a girl who doesn't know about books or anything about books, and she kind of learns about them from her aunt, but then when her aunt goes missing, she has to use her knowledge of these books to find her aunt, chase after her aunt, and you know, it just sounds incredible, and I love the idea of this book very much. I definitely am excited to check this out. The next book I wanted to mention is A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess, and can we just take a moment to talk about this cover? And this is basically about a girl named Henrietta who is one of the first female sorcerers in a very long time, and she's supposed to be like a prophesied savior or something like that, if I remember right. Yep. She's supposed to be able to defeat the ancients, according to the prophecy. But this basically explores her journey, and I'm very excited because I love books where it's a female mage or a female sorcerer, so can't wait to check that one out. And then we have The Light's Fantastic by Sarah Combs. I have not yet read a Sarah Combs book, but I've heard lots of praise from my friend Ginger over at G Read. And this one is basically about senior skip day, and it just goes from different perspectives as well, so I'm very interested in seeing how that plays out. And the last book I'll be showing you for today is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter. I've heard mixed things about this book, and I almost decided to not read it anymore, but I can't resist the lure of something that is inspired by a fairy tale. I think that's always fascinating to me, and it always will be, so I'm willing to give this one at least a shot, and hopefully I will enjoy it. These are all the books that I am hoping to read in September. It is quite a hefty bunch. Ta-da! So who the hell knows if I'm gonna be able to get it done and do some writing and hang out with people in real life and do all of that fun stuff. But I thought it would be fun to be ambitious anyway. This is the last time that I'm gonna leave those books that I have not read that were on my TBR for 2 months on the TBR. After this month, I will take them off if I don't read them, so yeah. Wish me luck, guys! What are you guys reading in September? If you're excited about Empire of Storms or Crooked Kingdom like me, let me know. If you have any other books you're excited for, I would love to know as well, so you guys definitely should let me know. And if you've read any of the books that I mentioned and have opinions about them, good or bad, I would love to hear it in the comments. And yeah, all of my other social media links are down below, so you can check them out if you want to follow me on there as well. I will see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye!